What we do in life echoes for eternity. And how do you want to be remembered? Hello, today is November 18th, 2020, and the time is 2:39 p.m. Just wanted to talk about a couple of different things, and they may or may not be connected, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate to the first part that I'm going to talk about. So, I've said in many videos over the past 7+ years, when I've been dealing with and still currently living in the aftermath of the nightmare that I had lived through in whistleblowing and exposing and fighting for justice and truth and everything. And one of the things that I've said, in various videos and still now, no matter how strong you are, too much by too many for too long will take its toll on anyone. And this doesn't only apply, for example, to someone's will, their inner strength. You can look at this physically as well. You can be in great shape, strong, lots of endurance, but again, too much by too many for too long will take its toll. And we can even relate this, for example, with the spiritual and as a descriptive spiritual warfare going on, and all this, it will eventually wear you down. And this kind of segues into how in Scripture, for example, it says the Most High will not give any hardships that someone cannot endure. And you can try to wrap your head around that. And I know a lot of people, especially atheists, will argue, some people have a lot of hardships, and I'm not stating or implying that my situation is better or worse than anyone else's. I can only share my life, my perspective on what I'm going through, what I'm enduring. And a lot of people talk about the spiritual and they cannot grasp the earthly. And they might even say that the earthly is not as important as the spiritual. Well, you have to think about this for a moment. If that's true, then the world wouldn't be as it is, and there would be no need to be here. A lot of people default to talking about spiritual, and I'm not just talking about Christians, I'm talking about belief systems and religions across the board. They always divert everything to spiritual talk. And as I stated in a previous video about interpretation, everything's open to interpretation. And in today's world, everyone has the same social status under the guise of equality, and we're not all equal, but I digress. So people talk about the spiritual and they have their own interpretation. And then I've also talked about in videos about how people romanticize who they are, their role, and what is to come. And that all connects together as well. And then what can be observed is these are coping mechanisms for things that people are going through in their life. Again, if they're going through hard times or health problems or combination of everything, they default to talking about the spiritual because, as a descriptive, it gives them hope, and hope is the impossibility of reason. And yeah, it's a coping mechanism to divert that responsibility. And there's plenty of other examples where people divert responsibility of, as a descriptive, earthly matters, and say the Most High or His own will take care of things. But yet we see things progressing in this world in a very negative way. And not just Christians. I say this towards Christians, but I mean, you look at any belief system or religion, but I see this a lot with Christianity, is they've become pacifists and conformists. And I'm not saying this as ridicule or mockery. I'm saying this because if you don't know there's a problem, you don't accept the problem, you can't fix the problem. And some might even argue against what I just said. Well, look at the world today. Look at what it's become. Just things to think about. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't wait for someone else to do your job. You have a job to do for your survival, peace, prosperity, and happiness.